Hey guys, what's going on? It is Dan Lags, and welcome back to the Fortnite house in Minecraft Let's Build. And guys, real quick before we get started building today, I made a couple changes to the house from episode 1 to episode 2. I downscaled the house a little bit. So in episode 1, we did our 10 by 10 blocks for each one of those grids, and then we kind of like stacked them on top of each other. What I did was I downscaled it by 1 block and made it so the 10 by 10s overlap each other now. So the house is still the same proportions, it's just a tad smaller, and I thought it would just work out better overall going forward here. So just wanted to make sure I made that clear today. So the goal for today's episode, guys, is to get all the walls filled in, get the roof filled in, pretty much get the whole exterior done outside of like landscaping. I'll probably do that stuff off camera where I add trees and things like that, since we're really focusing mainly on the house. So let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing I'm going to do to get started, I'm just going to place a couple of slabs above this window here. I noticed that the windows are a little curved in the game, so that's going to be our way of making it look like it's kind of curved a little bit. So we'll add that. Also, I'm going to throw a picture of the screen right now just to refresh you guys what this house looks like if you've never played Fortnite before. It's a really simple house. This is not the most intricate build I've ever done in my life, but I think it's going to be fun just comparing and contrasting like how it would work from Fortnite to Minecraft. So what we're going to start off with here is some roofing. So basically how this is going to work, let me go ahead and grab some swiftness potions. We're definitely going to need those. I'm definitely going to be doing a lot of cuts this video to you know, get these walls filled in. I'll probably actually just do like speed ups, because normally sometimes I do cuts and sometimes I do speed ups. I feel like I haven't done speed ups in a while, so I'm going to go back to that editing style for this one. But I'm just going to fill this one in real quick, just right here, so I can just have a little bit of a basis here for these stairs I'm about to place up against this wall, just so we have some buffer blocks here. And all these are just basically filled in with bricks anyway. There aren't any windows on this side of the wall or this side of the house, so we don't really need to worry about it. And for the interior, guys, I'm gonna go all in on it. I'm gonna pretty much do it the exact way that, you know, it is in the game. I'm gonna put chests like in the attic and stuff like that, and like kind of put some ammo crates around, and maybe I'll have some like weapons or something like that floating on the floor. I know they're gonna despawn eventually, but I think that would be fun too. So we'll go all in on that. We'll try to be as creative as possible with that kind of stuff in terms of just replicating this to Minecraft. Alright, so basically this is going to go up to right here, and then let me grab some stone brick slabs, and we're going to run this across here. So this is just going to go straight down, and the unique part about this compared to what I did last episode is now the roof is going to be even, or an odd number at the top. And that's part of the reason why I switched it out. I'm a big fan of working with odd numbers in Minecraft as opposed to even numbers, especially with roofing. So that was something I definitely wanted to change after, you know, reevaluating like what I did on the episode 1 and, you know, going from there. So let me go ahead and get these staircases going upward, and then we'll just fill in the front and see how it looks. And then I'm going to start doing some speed ups and get some walls filled in. So that is our plan for today. We're just going to get the whole thing built out today. We're going to have a nice looking exterior. We're going to get the whole thing done on this episode. So we got it halfway up. Let's actually roll this back down here to the front. And one of the really funny things about this house, and I mentioned this in the first episode, it's just not really that architecturally sound. It doesn't make a lot of sense in a lot of ways. I find it funny how this garage awning, that's like the garage basically, because there really isn't a garage door there. Like, you can't park your car in this space. Like, there's actually just a wall here with a door that is basically exactly the same as the front of the house. So that's kind of funny. You would have to kind of park your car underneath this awning, I guess. And actually, this door is completely pointless because it doesn't even lead into the house. Like, there's no door into the house. Some of the houses do have it, and some of them don't. I think it's kind of cool how they vary. You know, every single house around the, well, there's not every single house. There are separately some duplicates. I think actually this exact house is also located in Greasy Grove. So you can find this house near Tomato Town. You can find it near Greasy Grove. But there's a lot of different variants of houses, you know, throughout the map, and I think that's fun. Different you know, layouts and things like that. You kind of, once you play the game, you really start to memorize them. Like, I feel like I can just completely visualize some of the houses in this game just because of how much I played it. You know, I wouldn't even have to look at pictures to build it, you know what I mean? But we're making this thing, like, really sound in terms of following these patterns. Like, we're really focusing on patterns with this Let's Build. It's, like, the most important thing. Alright, so we have the front of this built out here. So we're going to backtrack a look, take a look at it. So that's how the garage is going to look right there. That's pretty cool. And one thing I might do is actually run an extra layer of bricks across here, since it kind of does leak over the edge a little bit. So I think that would look a little bit better there. All right, so let's do some speed ups. All right, so what I'm going to do on this next speed up is I'm going to get the entire brick wall foundation built out. I'm going to fill in the whole thing. I'm going to fill in the roofs as well. Well, at least this side roof. I'll come back to you guys for the top roof. So let me fire up some speed 2 potions and let's get started. Alright guys, we filled in the walls, and now we just have these big brick walls that we can just work with now. We can add windows to them, add the roof above. This is what it looks like on the side over here. Looking good. So what I'm going to start off with, guys, is doing the windows on this wall over here. So with this one, there are 4 windows on the second floor on this side of the house. So we're going to go ahead and add those right now. And basically, everything is so easy on this build for me because everything is kind of already laid out. So all I have to do is basically just replicate these same windows that we did on the front. They're really the same model. So we just have to basically build the exact same thing that we've already made, just in different spots. And I mean, that goes with most houses in Minecraft. Like once you kind of get your first window design for a house figured out, then you kind of use them throughout the whole build. So that's you know, nothing new. But with this house, it's especially obvious. You know, with just like the way the house is set up. So we want to just make sure that that is 1 block away from there and 1 block away from this edge. One of the challenges we're going to run into with this build is double stacking the interior. Just because, you know, in Fortnite, they have double-sided textures. So, you know, that's something that Minecraft just doesn't have. It's something we'll never have. So we're going to have to definitely adjust to that. And we'll see kind of how that works. It's definitely going to throw a wrench in some of the interior, but I think we'll be able to manage. All right, so we're going to do another one here and then jump 2 blocks and then right here as well, just like this. So those are going to be our 4 windows on this side of the house. All right, so let's do our snow and our string. And if you're still wondering why I am not placing glass on these windows, the glass in the cartoon texture pack, I'm not a fan of it. So I'm just not going to use it. I'm just going to leave the windows without glass. And I'm using these carpets with string and the snow just to kind of look like window panes. So that's kind of what we're doing here. And that right there is our 4 windows on the side of the house. Perfect. Just how I wanted that. Okay, so let's start working on some roof. And the roof hopefully will be pretty simple for us. So what we can do to kind of lay this out is start off by creating a triangle on this side. And basically it's just going to kind of connect from one side to the other. And it should really help us lay out exactly how this roof is going to work. So we are going to take this up and connect it. And then because the distance between the end of these 2 parts of the roof is going to be the same as the front, it'll be a nice, easy connection that we can create to build the second half of this roof. So shouldn't be too bad at all. We're going to be able to connect this nice and easy. I'll probably just, you know, do the outsides, do the outline of it, and then fill the rest in a quick speed up because, you know, roof designs and placing stairs, it's a little tedious, so we don't want to spend too much time on that during the video. Okay, so that'll connect up right there, and that is our highest point. So now what I can do basically is just run this straight across. and that is going to be how high up our roof goes. So we'll just take it all the way down, and then we can connect it up from right here as well, and it should line up perfectly with the other side, because we've made sure that we've lined up everything properly. This house is a breeze, right guys? All it is just one big grid. You just have to follow the patterns. Once you kind of get them laid out, everything is just connecting the dots. It's real simple. Way more simple than a standard Minecraft house, you know what I mean? This is a little different. Okay, so there we go. So that connects perfectly right across there. And then the next thing we have to do is create another point that will be the same height as that one, but on the front of the house here. So there's an easy way for us to do this. All we have to do is basically take it up from here as well. So because of this corner here, we can't really have a curving stair on a nothing block. Like right there would be the ideal, except like if you removed that block. But because if we remove it, it kind of goes back to how it's normally going to be. We're just going to have to kind of deal with that. So it's not a problem. It's just going to be a little bit of a thing on the edge of the build where we cannot curve that one specific stair, and that is totally okay. So again, this is going to be exactly the same height as the regular part of the roof. It connects, and I can even show a picture of that on the screen to kind of solidify my point here. I think this right here is where we want to connect this across to, and do that. So if we did that right, this should line up with these brick lines like straight below us. So if we were to take this block right here and go straight up, it would be on that line. And that's right there is confirmation that we are on the right track here, and everything is still really well lined up on this roof. Okay, so we are going to take this down here, connect this to the front, and then I'm pretty much ready to do a speed up and get this whole thing filled in. And we will go from there. I'm going to come back after that and do some of the back windows and the back door, and we'll pretty much have the whole exterior of this house pretty much ready to go. So there it is. Let's take a step back and kind of get an idea of what this is going to look like. So that's kind of how the front is all coming together, guys. Nice and easy. So let's go ahead and fill in this roof. Alright guys, so here's how it's looking. Almost the entire exterior has been built out. We have a couple more things we got to do. There's some little extra details in the roof on the front and the back that I'm probably going to do those things off camera, as well as the doors. I'm going to be focusing on those things off camera. I'm not even going to worry about them on the video. We're going to focus on a few more important things, like these doors here. This door is going to be identical to the door in the front. So again, those kind of things we can worry about in between episodes. But what I'm going to do to wrap up today's video, guys, is I'm going to figure out what we're doing with this back wall, since it's pretty much just flat brick at this point. So we're going to do that. And what else am I going to do? Oh, yeah, so in between episodes, I'll also do some landscaping, do like driveway, plant some trees and things like that. It's not going to be that crazy, but I'll do those things in between episodes as well. Also started to plan out the interior a little bit. Added a little bit of the flooring. I'll do the rest later. And then just kind of do the outlines for the next 2 levels as well. So I mean, we need to focus on the attic in this house because there are chests up there that we can place, and we can put some glowstone underneath of them so they light up. It's going to be perfect. Alright, so let's wrap today up with the back of the house. So basically what we're going to be doing is taking these windows again and essentially doing the exact same thing, where we are going to be building out these windows. You know, same exact thing that we were doing earlier on in the episode. We're going to do another set of these windows. So I'm going to go ahead and place a couple of stairs there. We're going to do our snow blocks, and then we are going to do our string, and we'll be good to go. Another set of windows in the books, just like that. So now right below that, we're going to have another 2x4 window down here. So we want to make sure that this one lines up with the front of the house. So what we want to do is make sure that this is 2 blocks off the ground, and then right up below the ceiling of the first floor. So that will be the spot for it. That is perfect. And also we want to make sure that it's lined up with the window from above, which we have done so. And just like that, we have our 3 windows on that grid of the house. So what we want to do right now is just kind of mark off the 10 blocks for this grid. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So right there is going to be the cutoff for just like that part of the grid. This is going to come into play when we add this fireplace in a second. All right, so that's good. And we want to go ahead and do another 10 blocks here. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 right there. And then this should be another 10, and then to the end of the house from there. So just want to mark those spots off, just so we're looking kind of at a flat brick wall right now, but within that flat brick wall there are still grids, so that we need to focus on those. So I'm going to add another set of windows over here, and these are going to be the same, 2 blocks off the edge, 2x4, exactly the same as what we've been doing throughout the whole house. Jump 2 blocks and then build an identical window right next to it, and it'll be lined up with the windows straight across from the other side, because everything is so blocky. You think Minecraft is blocky and structured. Fortnite, they have it to a T. It's to a science. It's a really genius game in terms of how they developed everything. It really is genius. All right, so let's see. We got that, and now we have those 2 window sets there. So pretty much in between these 2 windows is we're going to add a fireplace. So we have to figure out the sweet spot here, because this is a pretty wide fireplace on the house, and it's also doesn't make any sense. It makes no sense. There is not a fireplace on the interior of this house. If you go in the interior and you take a look, the fireplace, the chimney is just behind the staircase, and there's no fireplace. It's just a chimney. So it really doesn't make any sense. That's why I think it's funny. I'll show you guys a picture of that right now. So here is a picture of the first floor staircase. So you can see the chimney on the side of the staircase there. And then I'm going to show you a picture of the upper level. So when you look at that, there is no fireplace to be found in this house. There's just a chimney with no fireplace. I think that's just so funny. So we are going to add the chimney on the exterior, even though it doesn't go to anything. And we are going to do that right now. So let's go ahead and get the spot for it. Again, this is a pretty wide chimney, so we're probably going to go like 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 6 blocks wide on it. I think might be the way to go here, because it does take up a fairly decent amount of the wall, you know, in the picture that I have here. So that's what we'll go with on the chimney. But before we do that, we have to add our door. So we're going to have a door here, and this is going to be right here in this space, and we'll just kind of fill that in for now, and that'll just be the opening for it. And I'll worry about the door later on in between episodes, so we're not going to worry about that, since all those doors will be exactly the same throughout the whole build. So for this chimney, and this is the last thing we're going to do for today's episode, basically runs all the way up, and I would say it probably goes about, I'll ballpark it about 3 or 4 blocks past the top, and then we'll run this across here, and then fill this back up. And this one is going to be just 1 block off the back of the house here. So basically, we can just kind of break this and get this whole thing filled in. We'll have our chimney that goes to no fireplace on the interior. Oh man, I think that's so funny how they have things like that, and it just there is no fireplace. There is a chimney with no fireplace. All right. It's always like that thing where you're building in Minecraft, and you know, you build a fireplace and then you build the chimney above it, but there's really no connection between them, you know what I mean? So that's kind of like the same concept here. So there's our chimney on the back. It might be a tad wider proportionally, but this is Minecraft again. It's not going to be the perfect proportions. We're just trying to make it, you know, as close as we can. As a matter of fact, to me this looks wrong, and I'm trying to figure out what the deal is here. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 blocks there. I think this is more than 10. Let's go from here. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. So we're off by 1 block here. I don't know how that happened, but that's fine. Easy fix. We'll just fill this up here and then just break it by 1 on the other side. Easy fix. That was weird. I don't know how I got off center there, but no worries. We can fix it. No problem. I'll run this down, replace it, and we'll take a step back and see how it looks again. And I got to get rid of this dirt, man. I do not like the grass in this texture pack. It's not the worst grass in the world, but I'm not a fan. I wish it was a little darker. Alright, so let's take a look here. So that is a little bit better lined up with the center there. So now if we count this off, this should be 11 here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And this should be 11 as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And then if you do 11 plus 11 is 22, plus 6 is 28, and that is the total width of the house. So that makes sense. All right, there it is, guys. That's going to do it right there for today's episode of the Fortnite Battle Royale Tomato Town Brick House Let's Build converted to Minecraft. We're going to have to find a way to consolidate that name a little bit. That was a little bit of a... That was a long-winded name right there. But anyway, looking good, guys. We have some good progress here. So I'm going to do some things in between episodes. I'm going to fill in the rest of the floors on the interior. I'm going to basically get this thing ready to go so we can just do all interior next episode. We don't have to worry about anything else. So landscaping, the rest of the landscaping, driveway, you know, the rest of the roof details, the rest of the dooring details. I'll get all that stuff done in between episodes, and I'll talk about it at the beginning if you are following along. So that's going to wrap it up for today's episode, guys. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you guys are enjoying this series. It's fun combining, you know, 2 games like this. I think it's been an enjoyable experience so far. So next episode will be part 3, and we'll do some interior. Thanks for watching, guys. It's been Dan Lax. Drop a like on the video if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.